Okay. Hello and good evening, everyone. I am Shalini from Sweden, and on behalf of PMC Africa, I welcome all to the workshop of the Miracles of Gratitude. We will begin our session with 20 minutes of breath mindfulness meditation, which will be guided by me. So let's compose us for the meditation by sitting in a comfortable position. If you are wearing specs, please remove them. Cross your legs if you are sitting on the floor, and if you are sitting on the sofa or a chair, cross your feet. Clasp your hands, fingers into fingers, and place on your lap. Sit with your back comfortably straight. Now gently close your eyes. Eyes are the door to the external world. So we will withdraw our attention from the outside world and focus inwards. Now we will take 3 deep breaths by the count of 4. Hold for 3 seconds and exhale from the mouth by the count of 4. So let's begin. Inhale, hold, 2, 3. Exhale from the mouth. Once more. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. One last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3. And exhale, 2, 3, 4. Completely relax. Now, gently bring your awareness to your nostrils and observe the incoming and outgoing breath. Do not manipulate your breath, just observe them. Do not chant any mantra or visualize anything. Just observe your breath. Do not chant any mantra or visualize anything. Simply observe your breath. Cut down all your thoughts and simply be with your breath. Forget everything that happened during the day and be with yourself by observing your soft, natural, easy, and effortless breath. Do not open your eyes no matter what. Just align with your breath. Last 2 minutes, masters. Do not open your eyes. Just remain with your breath. Now let us extend our gratitude to the universe for all its blessings and for all the guidance from time to time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, gently bring your awareness to your present surroundings. Slowly unclasp your hands and place your palms on your eyes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, with a smile, gently open your eyes in your palms. Thank you, friends, for joining in the meditation and increasing the group energy. Now, let us move on to the next part of our session of reading the book, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Today, the reading will be taken up by Master Smita Parpani. Master Smita is from Toronto, Canada. She began her career as an ESL instructor in the United Kingdom in the year 2009. And now she works as an adult LBS, that is Literacy Basic Skills, at Toronto District School Board for the last 6 years. She takes computer workshops and teaches also MS Word, PowerPoint presentation, and Google Apps. And our mentor, Master Riya Sharma, will explain the chapter. Master Riya, as we know, lives in Toronto, Canada, and has been practicing the miracles of gratitude since the last 4 years and has experienced the magical blessings in various aspects of her life like career, personal growth, and health, and now enjoys inspiring and sharing the benefits of gratitude with others. So let's invite Master Riya and Master Smita. Welcome, Master
Thank you,
Riya
Shalini ji.
and Master Smita. The floor
Thank
is
you so
yours.
much, Shalini ji. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely meditation as well. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you, Shalini.
Welcome, everybody, all the participants, all the masters. Thank you so much for being here. This is a beautiful journey, magic book. I have read and practices the assignments many, many times, and I have achieved a lot of magics for myself and for my family in this span of time of 4 years, how Shalini just mentioned. And I would love to share the miracles with you guys as well. And I would like everybody to practice the assignments as they're written and shown to us in the book and bring the magics into each and everyone's lives. So let's move on to the next chapter. Today is a lovely chapter which everybody can benefit from because we all, one or the other times, do get into situations that are not so pleasant and are some sort of negative. And due to that, it's sometimes it's really hard to be and encourage yourself to stay positive and how to enlighten yourself. But this book will teach us, as we have been practicing from day one, how we can stay positive throughout our days. And even when in the future, if we do face any challenges, how to overcome them. And that will be the assignment of today that we will practice and read together. The main thing, what I noticed while practicing this book, that we have to become a friend with ourselves, not only just physically, but internally, like your heart. You have to make a friendship with your heart because all the feelings that we are generating and we are working on, the gratitude practice is coming from our heart. It's not really coming from our brain. Our brain is there to support us because it's logically applies everything to us. Whatever, no matter what we come across, we will start analyzing and judging because our mind is made that way, that we start logically think into things. But when it comes to, to feelings and creating love, generating love within ourselves, that's our heart. That's what's when we say our heart is melting, that's what really matters, that you're generating and encouraging your heart and giving that energy within yourself into your heart, which will bring a lot of abundance into your life as you become friends with your heart in that manner. Things we think from our mind are really logical, like I said, and they are judgmental. So that's why we have to try to practice more and more gratitude. So we are boosting our energy from within, and we are practicing gratitude from within our heart to create that magic for ourselves. So I would like to know who did the assignment of yesterday, because it was an assignment that was not written, but it was a practice that we should encourage ourselves to do daily, to think positively throughout our day, just like if the manager that was around with us, to take note of every positive on any gratitude that we were feeling. I would like to know if you want to share in the chat, or would you like to unmute yourself and share anything? How did you feel at the end of the day about that practice? Did it make any difference in your thinking? Or anything magical that you notice, any small thing that may have happened? That would be great if somebody can share anything, because those are practices that really make a difference. And the more we come forward and share our experiences with all our participants out here on this platform, it will encourage everybody. Then they can start seeing that when others can achieve something, even the more and more practice we bring in, it will make a difference in our lives as well. So anybody would like to share anything? Or maybe at the end of the session would be fine too, if you're not ready right now. So I really hope that everybody is practicing all the assignments. They're pretty simple and easy. It's just a routine that we need to set for ourselves if we are trying to achieve anything for ourselves in different areas, like relationships, money, health, and just for ourselves, how we think. So that will bring a huge difference as we keep on practicing each and every chapter moving forward. Okay, so let's move on to the chapter then. It's a lovely chapter. I have practiced this many, many times, and I need this all the time. I think everybody who will apply it once, they will know how to and where to seek any assistance for themselves for the future as well. So Smita ji, are you ready?
Yes, I'm just going to share screen. So
yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in the meanwhile, while Smita ji is sharing the screen, I just want to add a little bit. What is negativity? Negativity is really a dark side. Just like in this picture here, that it's a dark room, but there's a little light coming when you open the door. So this is what we all have to search and think of. And that's what will find us the way of out of negativity in any critical situation or any challenging phase that we may be going through. But there's always a way out. That's how we have to keep training our mind to think about, which, and any practices that we have done so far, be it the relationship chapter, the health chapter, or even the money that we have started off one chapter from. It's all like bringing light in that particular area. If you're feeling low or fearful in any situations, it's like a darkness. So basically we have to just, either we can switch on the light in turning on the light by a switch, which will bring a light in the whole room, which will take a lot of practice till we get there. And to start off, we obviously turn on like a torch, but that's also bringing some light. We'll start seeing through where things are and how we can move forward in that particular room if it's too dark in there. So these are little practices, and the more and more gratitude you will keep adding to your daily routines, you are actually increasing that light for yourself in that dark room. So the more light is there, the more visibility will be there for you, and you can move ahead. So that's what the chapter will teach us today. So let's move on then to reading this lovely chapter.
Okay, so I'm starting this day 7 or the chapter 7, the magical way out of negativity. And if my reading is at a faster pace, you can request me and I can slow down.
Sure.
So
I will let you know.
Yeah. A thankful person is thankful under all circumstances. This is a quote by Baha'u'llah, 1892, and by the Persian founder of the Baha'i faith. Whether it's a relationship in turmoil, financial pressure, a lack of health, or problems in a job, negative situations arise because of a lack of gratitude over a long period of time. If we are not grateful for each thing in our lives, we are unintentionally taking those things for granted. Taking things for granted is a major cause of negativity because when we take things for granted, we are not giving thanks in return and we stop the magic happening in our life. Just as giving thanks to others will always lead to our life magically increasing, so must taking things for granted always lead to our life decreasing.
Right. So like they mentioned, and probably everybody can see it for themselves in their current life as well, that we do take a lot of things for granted. We take people for granted when everybody's available to us. But the days and then anything that happens, any breakdown happens, then our focus just gets to that side. And we notice that, today we have a breakdown in health, for example, any headache or any toothache or things like that. That's like you've been taking it for granted until it was all going well. But the day something happens, now your focus has now shifted to the negative because obviously there is a negative breakdown within that health area of yours. And then obviously you don't feel thankful also. So until now, you have to see for yourself that so far that whatever was given to you in health, for example, you have never been really thankful enough to that, everything works so smoothly, your life is moving on so smoothly, you're able to eat any foods, any kinds of drinks that you may take in, and never been thankful for those teeth that we've been given to us. But the day that something happens, we start complaining, we'll start calling everybody, complaining, how I have a toothache. And so we are still not giving that thanks to that area. But now that we know that gratefulness is the important and crucial part of these practices. So what we are doing now is we are giving thanks every day to every area in our lives. And we will notice coming forward as we move on in the future, you will notice that everything will start healing and also improving in every area. Because these practices, as we follow them through the book, it's just telling us how to practice to be grateful for each and everything, not only just the people around us, the people also we don't know. Even when you go to the restaurant, you can be thankful for people around you who helped you out or gave you a seat and brought you your food to your desk. So you're being thankful for everything that has been given to you around you. And the more and more practice you will apply into your lives, you will notice that your heart will be full of gratitude. And that's all you will be thinking about every time you step out of your home or being around people. Okay, let's move on, Smitaji.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm reading here from you.
Yeah.
Are you grateful for your health when it's good, or do you only notice your health when your body gets sick or hurts? Are you grateful for your job every day, or do you only value your job when you hear there will be cutbacks? Are you grateful for your pay or salary every single time you receive it, or do you take your pay or salary for granted? Are you grateful for your loved ones when everything is running smoothly, or do you only talk to others about your loved ones when there are problems? Are you grateful when your car is working well, or do you only think of your car only when it breaks down? Are you grateful to be alive each day, or do you take your life for granted?
Yeah. So here they have mentioned a lot of areas and brought out a lot of attention to different areas in our lives that day to day everybody may face it. And while reading these lines, probably everybody will feel a little bit they're focusing on that this is something that has happened to them as well. So it makes a huge difference as you have now taking the attention from the negative into the positive side, which we are practicing, and that will make a huge difference going forward.
I'm reading here now.
Taking things, yes.
Yeah, taking things. Taking things for granted results in complaining, negative thoughts, and words. So when you complain, by the law of attraction, you must bring more things into your life to complain about. If you're complaining about the weather, the traffic, your boss, your spouse, your family, a friend, a stranger, waiting in lines, bills, the economy, the cost of something, or the service of a company, you are not being grateful and you're pushing your dream life further away with every complaint.
Yeah. As we had learned in the previous chapters, that one complaint will take us 10 steps back. So every complaint that we are making, even just in our mind, even if you're not saying it out, but it did come in our thoughts, that will still take us 10 steps back. So if you realize that right away in that moment for yourself, it will help you that you will start looking into 10 gratitudes for that particular thing. Just like if, we say this a lot, and I think I did this yesterday for myself, that we were talking about certain prices, about homes and stuff. And we did bring up, the prices have really gone up. And then I stopped myself and I realized, but we're blessed that we have a home. We're blessed that we can all live together. I started looking at the good side and I instantly corrected myself in that particular field because I was aware in whatever even negative that I said, I realized it in that moment. So anybody, obviously, it's a practice that we have to apply. Each and everyone has to do it on their own. Or even sometimes it's helpful that if you have family members and everybody, if they're practicing along with you, it helps that each and everyone will watch each other's words and they can guide them. What I did at the beginning when I started with my children and my mother-in-law, that we started this practice, what I did is I collected a jar and I asked them any negativity that we will say, we have to put some money in there. And that really helped because then everybody was watching, oh, mommy, you said something negative, you need to add the money in this jar. And the more money we collected, we gave it as a donation, as a charity, which was in a good way because everybody was now watching what is every family member doing. And we're watching our words, not just me for myself, but for my children, for, the children looked out for me. So that was quite helpful. So that would be one quick tip that I wanted to share with you all. Okay.
I'm reading here. Now you understand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now you understand that complaining, negative thoughts and words, and taking things for granted stops the good things in your life. Now you understand that when something goes very wrong, you have unintentionally not been grateful enough. It's impossible to be negative when you're grateful. It's impossible to criticize and blame when you're grateful. It's impossible to feel sad or have any negative feeling when you're grateful. And the best news is that if you have any negative situations in your life currently, it won't take a long period of time to transform them with gratitude. The negative situations will disappear in a puff of smoke, just like magic.
Yes. So this is a great practice for everyone. That when you're in a situation and you didn't realize that are you being grateful or you're being ungrateful, but you can check for yourself, if you're going in that zone of, your comparison or, you're feeling sad, you're feeling low in a certain situation. And, if somebody has achieved something more than you did, or, even at your job, somebody got a promotion and you didn't get it at that time. Do you feel happy for that person or do you feel sad for yourself? So if you're feeling sad in that moment, you know exactly that you're not being grateful for sure. So these are the things that you can look out for when you want to check for yourself in which situation are you in. So because these are the little practices that will take us forward, and being in awareness will only help you to change that situation around for yourself, right? So transform is in your hands, but staying in that zone, it will not bring anything, but you will just stay where you are even now.
Going to the next.
Sure.
So I'm starting here from first. Okay. First, as difficult as it may be, you have to look for things to be grateful for in the negative situation. No matter how bad things are, you can always find something to be grateful for, especially when you know that your gratitude will magically transform every negative circumstance. Walt Disney, who knew about the true magic of life, showed us how to do this in his movie, Pollyanna.
Yeah. So yesterday's practice was one of the practices that I encourage everybody to do more often through the day, how it was split, that, you keep imagining that there is a manager who's writing your gratitudes, because you keep thinking about the good things that are happening, because you are mentally noting it down for yourself, and your manager is noting it down for you, that what are the good things that you keep focusing on. So it's a practice that I encourage everybody to do more often, not just the one time that was listed here, and also to stay and use more positive words. Maybe you can make it a game out of it if you have young children in your home, or even, with other people, with your friends who you would like to share this practice with. You could tell them, let's not talk about any negative. And if you do this, you could involve money. You could just make it fun in some ways, that you're putting more awareness in that particular area. And that will also help you to practice this more and more for yourself. So they're mentioning this movie, Pollyanna. It's a lovely movie. I've watched it a couple of times. It's available on YouTube as well. It's a little older movie. It's a UK based, and it's a really lovely movie, how a young girl can teach adults how to be grateful. So that's what is shown in that movie. It's definitely, when you watch it, it makes you feel more grounded, that, like sometimes we have so much, and again, we feel a little bit confident, yes, overconfident, but also to reach to a certain point that we have achieved so much, but at the same time, we've now not as kind anymore. So that little child who has gone through so many things, which you will see for yourself if you would like to watch the movie, I would encourage to see it at least once. You can show it to your children, and you can watch it with your family. It's not too long, and it's a lovely movie. It gives a very nice message out of that movie. So let's read further.
So I'm reading here. Now, Disney's 1960 movie Pollyanna featured the glad game, which had profound effect on me when I was a child. I played the glad game featured in the movie through my childhood and adolescence. To play the glad game, you look for as many things as you can to be glad about, especially in a negative situation. Finding things to be glad about or finding things to be grateful for in a negative situation make the solutions appear. Walt Disney demonstrated the magical power of gratitude in Pollyanna, and thousands of years earlier, Buddha demonstrated the way to use the same magical power when he said, let us rise up to be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little. And if we didn't learn a little, at least we didn't get sick. And if we got sick, at least we didn't die. So let us all be thankful, by Gautam Buddha, founder of Buddhism.
Yes. So here, when we read further, there are great examples how to be positive and charge your positivity in a negative situation. So many times I noticed that, for example, if you go to a wedding, we're invited to a wedding, we do get excited. We start thinking, what are we going to wear and how are we going to look at the wedding? But when we reach there and we come back, we're really not appreciating anything. And we have so many complaints that the food was not good. There were way too many people. And, I didn't have a good seat. I couldn't see this. And, there's so much negative, but we didn't find anything positive that initially that we created at the beginning when we were actually invited to. So here, what they're telling us, and Gautam Buddha also mentioned that in any situation, something positive definitely is there. It's just our own focus that we do not put towards it. And we just focus more on the negativity. So we have to understand that wherever energy falls and flows, there's where the attention goes. So we have to ensure for ourselves with these practices that we encourage ourselves to think positively in every area that we are in. So even if you're, like I said, in this example of a wedding, that while we're invited, so we can be thankful that thank you that they invited us. We got to meet so many people. Thank you, we got to dress up, and the outfits that are just hanging in our closet, we were able to use them today. We came across new people who made maybe new friends who we sat with. The food might not be so great, but at least we got to try out different cuisines during that time. So there are ways that it's just mentally how we have to train ourselves to keep reminding us that there is definitely something good that has happened today, not just what didn't work out for us.
So I'm reading here. Let
Yep.
Buddha's words be your inspiration. And today, take one problem or negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve and look for 10 things to be grateful for. I know it can be challenging to begin this practice, but Buddha is showing you the way to do it. Make a written list of 10 things on your computer or in your gratitude journal. As an example, your problem might be that you're out of work and despite your best efforts, you're still unemployed. To magically turn this situation around, you have to do a concentrated practice of gratitude on this situation. Here are some examples of what you might say.
This is the first example that they're telling us that if this can be obviously a breakdown, if somebody is looking for a job, they're unemployed currently, is a negative situation to be in. It's hard at times to think positively for those things, but now we are going to read further how during that time, even it's the hardest time for that person, but how you can be grateful for and what things can you more focus on. Go ahead, Smitaji.
Yeah. So there are, I think, 10 points. I'm just going to read from the first. I'm so grateful to have had more time for my family during this period. I'm grateful that my life is in a lot better order because of the spare time I've had. I'm grateful that I've had a job most of my life and that I'm experienced. I'm truly grateful that this is the first time I've been unemployed. I'm grateful that there are jobs out there and more new jobs are appearing each day. I'm grateful for all the things I have learned in applying for jobs and in going for interviews. I'm grateful that number 7, I'm grateful that I have my health and that I can work. I'm grateful for my family's encouragement and support. I'm grateful for the rest I've had because I needed it. I'm grateful that though losing my job, I have realized how much having a job means to me. I had never realized that until now.
Yeah. See, there's now 10 points for that one situation given in a positive manner, which at times when we are physically facing that challenge ourselves, it's definitely hard. But this is what the practice is all about, that we will all face certain challenges coming along, but how to be now positive about that situation. And here are very simple things that have been given, which we also take as a negative at times, that, now I have more time with my family. Sometimes we take this in a negative, but it really means a lot, because usually when you're at work and if you're out of your home for like 6-8 hours, that obviously you're away from your family. You're not seeing what your kids are doing, what maybe your wife is doing, your husband is doing at that time while you're away. So it's a positive thing at this point that you are given that time to spare at home, and you can make the most of it while you're seeking for a job, right? And then in other ways, like so many things that they have mentioned in here to, I'm so grateful that I have my health, that I can work at least, so you are keep on doing what you have to do, still search for, and send your applications through. That is one part of your job that you need to continue doing. But at the same time, try to stay positive. Like I had shared in the group and the WhatsApp groups, the feelings chart, that is very important that you stay in the above zone. You have to stay in the gratitude. At least the satisfaction is step 1, that you feel satisfied with yourself. You don't keep degrading yourself saying that, oh my God, I don't have a job, what other people may think of. You need to avoid and stay away from those thoughts. Keep telling yourself all the good things. There are so many affirmations you can tell yourself that, the right thing is waiting for you. That's why you don't have a job right now, but the right thing will open up. There is a door open. How we saw in the beginning of the book, at this chapter, that there is darkness in the room, but as you open the door, you see there is light at the end of the tunnel, how we say it as well. So there's always a way out. So we have to keep saying and sticking to our beliefs that this will work out for us.
I'm reading from here now. As a result of the unemployed person's gratitude, they will attract different circumstances, and their current situation must and will magically change. The power of gratitude is greater than any negative situation, and there are unlimited ways that the negative situation can change. All you have to do is practice gratitude watch the magic take place. Let's take another example. A son whose relationship with his father is troubled. The son feels that no matter what he does, it never seems to be good enough for his father. Shall I carry on, Riyaji?
Yes, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. I am grateful that most of the relationships in my life are really good. I'm grateful to my father for working hard so that I could have the education that he didn't get to have. I'm grateful to my father for supporting our family through my childhood, because I didn't have a clue then how much hard work and money it took to keep our family going. I'm grateful to my father for taking me to basketball every Saturday when I was a child. I'm grateful that my father is not as tough on me these days as he used to be in the past. I'm grateful that my father cares so much about me, because he wouldn't be tough if he didn't care so much. Number 7, I'm grateful that through my relationship with my father, I have learned to have compassion and a greater understanding with my children. I'm grateful to my father for showing me how important encouragement is in raising happy, confident children. Number 9, I am really grateful when I get to laugh with my father. Some people never got to do that because they didn't have a father. And for others who have lost their father, they will never have the chance to laugh with their father again. Number 10, I am truly grateful that I have my father, because amid the tough times, there have been good times, and there will be more good times ahead with my father.
Yeah. So here now, this is a second example between a relationship between a father and a son. So as much as they have mentioned that it probably was a difficult breakdown, that maybe they were not on talking terms or whichever way, but he was still able to find so many grateful things about that relationship. So, there was one point that was mentioned here, which was really touched my heart too, that, even if he didn't have a great relationship with his dad, but it made him a better father for his own children, right? So those are things that we can look out for, that even in any situation, in any relationship, if somebody has come into it, it definitely teaches us something. So in any good way, you can apply it into your lives as well, that somebody came about, it maybe didn't have the greatest relationship in that moment with you, but it taught you something that you can apply the good for yourself in the future and in your own further relations. Yep, let's move on.
Yes, I'm reading from here.
Mm-hmm.
As the result of the son's heartfelt feelings of gratitude for his father, he will change the relationship for the better. The son changed the way he thinks and feels about his father, which immediately changes what he attracts from his father. Even though the son was being grateful in his mind, at an energetic and quantum level, the son's gratitude will have a magical effect on his relationship with his father. Provided he maintains his gratitude by the law of attraction, the son must receive far better circumstances with his father, and their relationship must begin to improve immediately.
Yeah. So there's 2 steps to this kind of practice as well. Not only are we now picking up a negative situation for ourselves and finding 10 ways to be grateful for that situation, but also we need to ensure that we continue being grateful and not adding complaints and going back, right? Once we've written down our 10 steps and then we move on and start complaining again. So we're standing where we were. So if we ensure that we will be grateful for that situation, for that relationship, or no matter whichever what we're taking as a negative situation in this particular case, we have to just ensure that we also practice more and more gratitude for our thoughts as well, that we don't keep falling backwards and go back 10 steps. Okay.
So I'm reading next paragraph. Remember, you can tell your gratitude is working by the way that you feel. You should feel a lot better about the situation after practicing gratitude. The first evidence of gratitude's magical power working is your feelings lifting. So when you do feel better about it, you know the situation will improve and the solutions will appear. The answer to any negative situation you want to resolve is to focus concentrated gratitude on it until you feel better inside. Then you will see the magic power, its wonder in the outside world.
Yep.
Carry on? Okay.
Sure.
In making your written list, make sure you list each of the 10 things you're grateful for in the following way. I am so grateful for the name of the thing, or I am truly grateful for, and finish the sentence with what you're grateful for. You can also use Walt Disney's way of using gratitude's magical power if you find it easier. And what does it say? I am so glad that, and finish the sentence with what you're glad about. Once you have listed 10 things you're grateful for, finish the magical way out of negativity practice by writing, thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution.
Yeah. So after you've written down your 10 gratitude sentences for that negative situation you have picked, the last sentence should be thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. Because right now you're facing that challenge in whatever situation you may have taken, but you're also now focusing on the good things that you have learned out of that situation. You can put that down in your 10 things. And then you want to find a solution also. So that's why we're ending that practice with this line of thank you for the perfect resolution. Because now you're talking to the universe and you want the universe to give you a resolution, because what you did in this practice is you accepted that you are aware that, yes, this is a negative situation, but you want to practice and get out of it. You are looking for a way out of it. So that's why you're finding the positivity in it. What did it make you learn and how it has impacted you in your thinking? So you're putting down all the good things in 10 steps. And then at the end of it, again, you're going to tell the universe that now I would like a resolution for this particular instance that I have faced. Okay? Yeah, go ahead, Smitaji.
The meeting from here. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. It may be a challenge, but see if you can make it through one day. There is an important reason to do this, because most of us have no idea how much we speak negatively, but you will have an idea after watching your words for a day. Remember that negativity and complaint bring more of those things. And if you're aware of what you're saying, you can stop and decide if you want the consequences of what you're about to say. Here is a magic lifeline you can use if you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for. Finish the rest of the sentence with something, anything that you're grateful for. Take this magic lifeline with you and grab a hold of it whenever you need it. And if any little problem or situation appears in the future, remember to put out the embers with gratitude before it grows into fire. At the same time, you will ignite the magic in your life.
Yeah. So thank you so much. These were the parts that I mentioned from my own experience, that, anytime we are discussing or talking to a friend or any family members about certain, negative situations, it may be weather, it may be money, it could be anything. And at that point, as you are aware with working on your assignments, you need to just stop and use your lifeline, how they have described it. To use that lifeline is just in the same manner. If you say, oh, yeah, this is really expensive, but at the same time, you can change your sentence by saying, but I'm glad that I can afford it. So you made it positive for yourself. So in any line can be turned into a positive line but again, it comes down to you that you are aware that you said something negative in that moment. Okay, so that would be another part of the assignment, which really helps, and we can apply it at any time during these practices or any time of the day, or correct other people as well by adding that positivity to from our side. So just if you can read the assignment for the day as well, Smitaji.
Yes, yes. The magical way out of negativity. So count your blessings, make a list of 10 blessings, write why you're grateful, reread your list, and at the end of each blessing, say thank you, thank you, thank you, and feel as grateful for the blessing as you can. Choose one problem or negative situation in your life that you most want to resolve. List 10 things that you're grateful for about the negative situation. Number 4, at the end of your list, write thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution. Number 5, just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. If you notice yourself thinking or saying something negative, use the magic lifeline. Stop immediately and say, but I have to say that I'm really grateful for, and fill in with something appropriate. Just before you go to sleep tonight, hold your magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you for the best thing that had happened during the day.
Thank you so much, Smitaji. Thank you for your reading. Okay, so yeah, so just to quickly summarize the assignment, for obviously we'll continue with the blessings in the morning, and then we move on to the today's chapter's assignment, which is, it's a written assignment that we would like you everybody to write it down. So you choose one of the situations that you may be facing. It could be just the way the book had set an example. If you are out of job, or you're have a relationship breakdown, or anything with your health. It could be any situation. So any of that really bothers you every time that comes about. So just take that. And I normally don't write down the negative part of it. I'll just say thank you for the situation, and then I start writing the positive about it. For example, if I had a breakdown in money, I would say thank you for the situation, but I learned how to save. I learned the value of money, that we need to, or how to invest money in different areas. So those are the few tips that I can give you, that you don't have to use negative words while writing it down, but because in certain situations, it may be different for each and every one of you. But if you are writing something negative, it may take you below the line. It will make you feel sad or upset as you keep reading the same line on over and over again. So I just use the word, thank you for the situation. But in my mind, I know I'm focusing on the money situation maybe, or any health situation that I may have had before. And then I list down all the 10 positives in that area. And then at the end, I'll conclude it with the thank you, thank you, thank you for the perfect resolution, and then leave it to that. And throughout the day, if you do this practice in the morning or in the evening before going to bed, you can do it at any point of time. But make sure that the following day or the rest of the remaining day, you try to stay in the positive zone and do not use any negative words, or use your lifeline if as soon as you realize that you've said something negative. So, and then obviously going before bed, you again complete your night with the magic rock, which will add more positivity towards starting the next morning. So thank you so much for everybody for being here. I hope this chapter also brought some value to your lives. And if anybody has any questions, please, I'm all available to you to answer any questions you may have.
Please raise your hands if you want to share anything or ask any question.
Shraddha-ji has a question.
Shall I stop sharing the screen now?
Sure, you can do that. Yes. Thank you.
We have Shraddha Bora.
Yeah. Are you able to unmute, Shraddha-ji?
She cannot unmute herself.
I'm not sure.
Monica, Master Monica or Master Jigna, can you unmute Shraddha Bora ji?
Yeah, I'm sending her the request.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I could now. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
no
ma'am.
problem.
Ma'am, I have one small
Yeah, muted herself again.
Oh, she's muted again. Sorry, Shraddha ji, you muted again.
Is it okay, ma'am, now?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah. I have a small doubt. This question had arisen in my mind today morning itself. And thankfully, it got the same topic we have today and it's getting cleared. So I'm thankful to universe as well for listening my request and answering it immediately. The question is, ma'am, we have got many negative things, like you mentioned in the session, when we are working towards it or when we don't want to write, but unintentionally some negative thoughts come up.
Yeah.
There are many instances or maybe some object we see and some negative memories come up, or there are people who speak negative. This is more prominent there in everyone's life probably.
Sure.
So in such circumstance, I using the magic rock and try to recall, but still multiple times it so happens that I go below the line and the level, the negativity starts coming is quite huge. So in such situations, how do we stay positive or how we can think positive?
Right. So today's chapter will probably be very apt for your situation. I understand there are many negative situations in different areas. So you can take one at a time, because as you start focusing, because when we are just sitting, we can't think about it. But when we start writing it down, that becomes more focused about that situation, to think forcefully a little bit positive about it. So I would recommend that you pick up one such incident that has happened in your life or in the past. So you pick up that one.
Ma'am, sorry.
Yeah.
I think I'm not able to put forth the things. The way you have mentioned, I'm taking up one incident in my life.
Yes.
That I'm practicing. Now, I'm not, my question is not related to that. Like, say, suppose I'm in a meeting and meeting is yet to start. I'm just elaborating it so that you get what my question is.
Sure,
and within the meeting, that time we have got 10 people in the meeting room, and out of 10, maybe 8 are speaking negative.
Okay. Yeah. So
Right?
yeah,
Maybe with
and that
respect to
time,
the company surrounding, or maybe some people, or some outside world, or any other topic.
right.
That is taking us to below the positivity line, and we are getting
Yeah.
towards
Sure. Yeah. So what I recommend in that situation,
So
if you're possibly,
how do we keep ourselves?
sure.
Yeah.
If it's possible, obviously, if it's work related or anything like that, there's not much you can do in that situation but to listen in, right? But what you can do in your mind, you can be grateful for that, this meeting is happening, and you're just be thankful for each and every person in your mind. You are going to do that because you're practicing gratitude, not everybody else is, right? So it's your intention that you want to stay positive. So you have to work a little bit harder on yourself, that it should not affect what others are saying eventually. Today we are now on chapter number 7 only. So, and it's 28 chapters to go. So at this, because we're in the beginning stages still, what we're doing, and we're collecting gratitude. Gratitude is like, it's like money. If you are not full with gratitude, you're not able to give it out to others also, right? For example, if you want to go shopping, if you don't have enough money in your pocket, you're not able to purchase that item, right? So it's exactly like gratitude also. If you have not collected enough gratitude for yourself, you're not able to attract anything positive in your life as well. So what you're missing here, you have to keep going and doing a little bit more and more. If you're doing 10 in the morning, if you keep going back in negative zone, means that you have to a little bit extra on yourself, because you're easily falling into the 10 steps back, right? So you're actually standing where you started off. You're not moved ahead. You don't want to go back, obviously. So to move ahead, you have to now collect more and more gratitude for yourself. And that's only from either you can keep writing, or in your mind, when you're in that situation, you keep telling yourself, or just say the words thank you in your mind for being in that situation, that you can handle this easily. That will make a little bit of a difference, and you will practice more and more for yourself. I hope this answers your question.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. Okay, there's another question, or Smitaji has a question as well.
Yes, I don't have a question. I have few things to show, but that's okay to use. And second thing, just share my experience of my spiritual journey. If that's appropriate time, I'll do now, otherwise later. So I have one thing is that, is this okay to use as a stone? Because I couldn't find anything, and someone said crystal is also fine, but
crystal is okay, but the purpose is that it should be as small to be fit in your palm.
Okay.
Right?
Because
so this seems a little bit big. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything in the garden or anywhere that I went. So just looking for something yet. So that I have done. I've done 2 days ago.
Okay,
and
perfect.
Keep on my study table every time. And actually on 10th of July, I thought that I'll be lagging behind. As I told you, I read most pages on the flight, and I also wrote down all the blessings on my notes. So I translated yesterday to this. So someone gave me this. I was thinking what to use for. So I'm using that pages. So that I have done, translated, because this is more physical and can be seen every day rather than going into cell phone to different steps. So that's there. And today's chapter that I read, and there was one thing, this one, about one paragraph. And just for today, see if you can get through one day without saying anything negative. And I would say that this I have practiced over, not recently, but for a long period of time. And I can see the results. Like my spiritual journey started maybe a few years back watching Brahma Kumaris. Always she used to say there's stop signals. So if I've been more watchful, observant of my thoughts, stop, pause, stop, and change. So that I've been using a lot. And whenever there's a group situation, like Shraddhaji said, in a meeting, then we are friends who got together. We usually talk on different subjects like politics, food, these and all, but never do gossiping or anything. But once or twice it went, and I had to literally stop them and say that, can we just change the topic? This is no good. It's not at all affecting and all. And I was able to do that. So, but it was a personal friends group, so I can do, but I think in a office meeting, it's very difficult to do that. But I think my husband keeps talking a lot of anything, one friction happens with the children and all, he goes into the negative mode. And I keep telling him, why you are having expectations? Why do you talk? It will be everything okay and all. And I think it works. For me, it has worked.
Great. That's great.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Smitaji. That's great practice.
And Shalini, I would like to thank you as well for the beautiful meditation. And I was completely into it for 20 minutes, did not want to come out actually today. And even the background, and the background music used was also excellent today. And I think I would like to have the link, if you don't mind, later. Thank you.
Sure.
Am I audible?
Yes,
you are.
Jignaji. Yes, sure. Go ahead.
I just want to ask that is it compulsory to do today's assignment, because I don't find anything negative in my life.
Well, that's amazing. You don't have anything negative. That's awesome. We all want a life like that with no negativity in it, for sure. No, it's not compulsory. This is obviously one of the assignments that are given to you, that many people face certain challenges. And anything that maybe you're wanting to achieve something and it hasn't happened yet, you could use that as well in this particular case. So, it's just a practice. Even if you like looking for a job, like there were so many questions yesterday regarding jobs and, businesses and stuff like that. So if somebody's wanting to achieve something and it's not happening, so it's kind of a negative situation as well. So you could use that as well. So you can see for yourself if you're absolutely happy in any situation, that's great, amazing. And you do not have to do that. But if in any case that you feel a little bit below the line, or something bothers you here and there, even if your children are not listening to you, it's also a negative situation. So you can find good things in those things as well and do the assignment that way.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for your question.
Any more questions? Or anyone want to share anything?
Mohini is just asking for an ebook. Yes, the magic book was shared on the WhatsApp groups as well. So I'm sure somebody from PMC can share the link again.
So if not, then I would like to thank Master Smita for lending her lovely voice for reading the chapter. And thank you, Master Ria, for the wonderful explanation
Thank
and
you.
guidance on how to come out of the adverse situations in our life.
Thank you so
And
much.
on behalf of PMC, thank you all once again for attending the sessions. And I believe this workshop is truly transforming us by making us aware not to take things for granted and pay enough gratitude to keep us in abundance. So thank you all, and have a good evening, and see you